As you know, on the culinary edge, I like to stay in all kinds of places when I'm traveling. I've stayed in yurts, drain pipes, yachts. Last night I slept in the back of my Subaru. But today, I'm sleeping in this beautiful home, an historic home in the capital city of Pierre, South Dakota.
My name is Ashley Boone, and I live here at the historic Farr House, which was built in 1904.
Where's Pierre?
Pierre, South Dakota is the capital of South Dakota, and it's not Pierre, it's Pierre. Even though it's probably named after French fur trappers, so it should be pronounced in a French way, it's not.
I've always been pronouncing it wrong, as a lot of other people probably do. Pierre.
The Farrs moved to Hot Springs, South Dakota to work at the veterans home there, and during that time they rented their home to Governor Peter Norbeck and his family, and he lived here for $100 rent. Half was paid by the Norbecks, half was paid by the state. Next to the Norbecks lived Don Robinson, who was a historian for the state, and he was the one that came up with the idea for Mount Rushmore. And he came back to Pierre and talked to Governor Norbeck about his idea, and they worked together to make it happen, possibly right here on this front porch.
Fast forward 100 years, and how did you end up here?
Well, I have previous experience working at nonprofit bed and breakfast in West Virginia, but that wasn't our plan all along. I was a 9th grade English teacher and coached and directed many high school plays and drama productions, and I decided I needed a break. And unfortunately in 2020, I was also diagnosed with breast cancer. The pandemic happened. My mom survived a ruptured brain aneurysm, and my dad suddenly passed away. And so we decided to make a change that would be something fruitful, beneficial for our family and for our community. So we purchased the Farr House and have worked at making it a place where people in the community can come and enjoy some of Pierre's history, and so that travelers, often folks who are doing the Great American Road Trip, have a place to stay either after a long day in the Badlands or on their way to the Black Hills.
So what square footage is the house?
The house is 8,000 square feet.
Is this a lot to take care of, or?
Yes, it definitely is. People ask all the time if we have somebody who does the gardening and does the cleaning and all of that. You're looking at it.
All right, we're gonna go up to the top floor and see the view. This little guy. Wow. This is an amazing view. Whoa. Woo. Okay, this is the top, called the Widow's Walk, and is an amazing view of Pierre.
And Fort Pierre.
And Fort Pierre too.
Different time zone over on the other side of the river.
So the town is kind of separated by a river then, huh? And
2 towns, yep.
2 towns. On the other side, on that side, is a different time zone. So across the river and you're in a new time zone. From here you can see the Capitol building. So the governor probably had a pretty short walk. The summer weather right now is amazing. So this is a great place to just really enjoy the perfect temperature, which is like 76 degrees, 74 degrees. So what I noticed about your decorations is you kind of have like a mixture of like the old, right?
Yes.
But then you're adding like a new sort of flair, right? Is that what you're going for here?
Yes. So I just love going to rummage sales and vintage shops and thrift stores, and so picking up interesting things. And then we find that when you put stuff up on the wall like this, it incites a lot of conversation. People then talk about things that are familiar to them or how they've seen them in the past. Over here, we've got sheet music on the wall, and after a murder mystery party, we came up here with a group. True, they'd had a few beers, and then they just started singing the songs. So
very cool, right on.
The things just sort of take on a life of their own
Yeah.
when you use everyday things to decorate.
Great. So I love how these old houses are kind of cut into a lot of different spaces and rooms. Like this particular room I love. It's like a little tea sitting room, and Ashley designed this room in the style of Dorothy Draper, who was an interior designer in the 30s. And it puts all these really interesting colors together and patterns in kind of a way that seems to just jump out at you, and yeah, really cool. I'm staying in the governor's room, as you can see here by the name. Don't mind the mess. Just a Pierre, my window. One of the best things about these old houses are these giant porches that they had. It's pretty interesting to think that the plans for Mount Rushmore were probably being hatched right here on this porch. I just love, in the modern era, the diversity of the places you can stay when you're traveling. And just the fact that one night you can be sleeping in the back of your Subaru, and the next you could be sleeping in the former governor of South Dakota's bed. That's living on the Culinary Edge TV, my friends.